why we're here.
Why we're here.
Why are we living here? Why did we come to this dunya for? What's the reason
that we're here? Look, all the prophets that came before Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, there was going to be a prophet after them. So all the ummah had to do is worship Allah, believe in Allah, and obey the sharia of the time that was sent to the prophet. If they did that, they would be successful. But this ummah, on top of ibadah, what is it? وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ
إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ,
except only to worship me, that I created jinn kind and ins kind for my worship, to know Allah. Ibn Abbas says, لِيَعْبُدُونَ أَيْ لِيَعْرِفُونَ, to recognize and know Allah. But there's an additional purpose given to this ummah. Why? Because there's no prophet coming after Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. He's the seal, the stamp of all prophets. So this responsibility, the 23 years Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam was preparing the ummah for the mission. How many Sahaba were there? 124,000.
Yes.
Companions.
I was shocked when you told me this.
How many were buried across Medina and Mecca? How many do you think?
A lot.
10,000.
A lot.
Where's the remaining 114,000?
Where?
They were dispersed all over to spread the deen of Allah. Although they knew that one salah in Mecca is worth how much? 100,000. If one person were to pray 10 years in the haram, it would take someone 1 million years
Outside to take the same ajr.
to catch up to him. So, but they understood that there is nothing like da'wah. The rewards of it are next level. Why? I invite you towards Allah. And not only I invite you and you become Muslim. Now every salah that you pray,
it's in your sahifa.
It's in my sahifa. I get the reward for it as well. And what if I also make you a da'i? It's like the pyramid scheme. Now you're not just, you understand your purpose. You start to pray and you begin to invite others towards Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Now that other person that became Muslim, or the Muslim that made tawbah and started practicing, not only does that person get the reward for them, but I also get the reward for all these people.
It's a tree, it's a puzzle, man.
It's like exponential, man. It's absolutely never ending. If you notice the Quran, when it tells the stories, it focuses on the stories of the prophets. It's really strange, man, because if you look at it, it doesn't go into details about, for example, worship. It tells you you have to pray, but it doesn't break down the details of salah. It doesn't break down the details of fasting. You find that in the sunnah. But the Quran will go into detail when it comes to the da'wah, because this is the purpose of this ummah. Why did the Quran, why is it filled with stories of the Prophet? Because it's the pedagogy, it's the minhaj, it's the user manual. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is telling us, look at how these prophets, they live their lives. You're not prophets, but you are the messengers of the messenger of Rasulullah.
So we are messengers.
We can call ourselves messengers of messengers. Sahaba used to say that when they would go to give da'wah, they would say, Inni Rasulu Rasulillahi ilaykum.
Wow.
It's very powerful, man.
So, Osama, basically you're trying to say each one of us has a message to send out with the knowledge he has, with the place or situation he's in. Like, you know more, so you have to give more. I know less, so I have to give. How does it?
The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam in Khutbatul Wada', the final sermon, all 124,000 Sahaba were there. What did he tell them? بَلِّغُوا عَنِّي وَلَوْ آيَةً. That if you know one thing, deliver the message. Then he said, فَلْيُبَلِّغِ الشَّاهِدْ مِنْكُمُ الْغَائِبِ. Whoever's present today, let him deliver to the message to whoever is not present here today. So it's this constant cycle, ongoing. And anything that you know, and it's just, look, tadhkir is for Muslims. It's not just for non-Muslims. Bani Israel, Musa alayhi salam was sent to Bani Israel. Were they kuffar or believers?
By then?
At that time.
They were believers.
They were actually Muslims.
Yes.
They were Muslims. They believed in Musa alayhi salam's message and they submitted, but their iman was weak.
Super weak.
Super weak.
That took him this way now.
Took him that way. So Allah would send prophets amongst Bani Israel, although they were believers, but they would lose the track. They would come off the Sirat al-Mustaqim somewhat, and the prophets would be sent to them to remind them and strengthen their iman. This is a very important point because people think da'wah is only for non-Muslims. You could say that the appropriate word for Muslims would be tadhkir.
But it's a practice too.
Reminder. No, reminder. وَذَكِّرْ فَإِنَّ الذِّكْرَ تَنْفَعُ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ. So when you're talking to the believers, your fellow believers, you're reminding them about Allah. And then he's telling you what to remind them of. Their purpose. وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ. The verse right after it. وَمَا خَلَقْتُ الْجِنَّ وَالْإِنسَ إِلَّا لِيَعْبُدُونَ. I didn't create ins and jinn except for that worship. Not only that, man. It's actually quite deep. If you notice in the Quran, Allah doesn't mention stories of dhakirin, although dhikr is amazing.
طبعا.
A lot of reward for dhikr. He doesn't go into details of worshippers that used to worship Allah for years upon years. But he will name an entire chapter after an ant. قالت نملة يا أيها النمل ادخلوا مساكنكم لا يحطمنكم سليمان وجنوده وهم لا يشعرون. What was the ant doing? It was warning the other ants. It had fikr. It had concern for others. The da'i, when he invites, he has concern for others. So Allah names an entire chapter
Just with an insect.
after an insect, a namla. وَجَاءَ مِنْ أَقْصَى الْمَدِينَةِ رَجُلٌ يَسْعَى قَالَ يَا قَوْمِ اتَّبِعُوا الْمُرْسَلِينَ. This was not a prophet. He came and he was reminding them, yas'a, he's rushing. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mentions him. The hudhud of Sulaiman, وَتَفَقَّدَ الطَّيْرِ.
So it was basically mentioning everybody that's holding the message of Allah.
Yes.
Right across to everybody.
And has concern for others. Fikr. He wants to train us to be selfless. Our deen is not a selfish deen. We want to, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he would be crying at night, Ya Rabbi ummati, Ya Rabbi ummati, Ya Rabbi ummati. When they would come close to his chest, they would say it had this, you know, when you boil water in a kettle, when it gets to the boiling temperature and you hear that noise, it says it's like at boiling temperature. They would hear it from his concern of the ummah. He would get up at night and the entire night he would be praying for his ummah as well. He had that concern. He will be the one called on the day of judgment. All the prophets will say, Nafsi, Ya Adam, Nafsi, Nafsi, Ya Musa, Nafsi, Nafsi, Ya Ibrahim, Nafsi, Nafsi, Ya Muhammad, Ummati, Ummati. And he will prostrate before Allah and start his shafa'ah, his intercession for the ummah.
And nowadays, man, we're living in a place where everybody's like, man, just take care of you, your family, and you're good in this life. This is not
That's not your purpose. It's not your purpose. This is needs that you have. You have certain needs,
and
but
this
it's
is
not
a need.
This is a bigger need.
This is a want.
But you've been sent by Allah. This is your purpose. What do you do if you walk it? You see all these lights? This light right now, if it stops giving light, the bulb itself burns. What would you do with the bulb?
Replace it.
Why are you replacing it? The purpose of the bulb is to transmit light. If it no longer fulfills its purpose, you replace it. يَسْتَبْدِلْ قَوْمًا غَيْرَكُمْ ثُمَّ لَا يَكُونُوا أَمْثَالَكُمْ. If we don't come back to this effort, to this concern, come back to our true purpose that we've been sent by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for the world is waiting, Diya. The world in North America, in the West, they're so thirsty. We saw what happened in Gaza. How many people entered into Islam? They're waiting for the message. They're so thirsty. They have to take so many pills just to be able to sleep at night, man. Because they have no purpose. They're completely lost. And we have the truth. We have the Quran. We have this mission. كنتم خير أمة أخرجت للناس تأمرون بالمعروف وتنهون عن المنكر وتؤمنون بالله. قدم الأمر بالمعروف والنهي عن المنكر على الإيمان لأن الأمر بالمعروف والنهي عن المنكر increases the iman. He says, you've been sent to these people. كنتم خير أمة أخرجت للناس. You enjoin good and you forbid evil and you believe in Allah. He postponed belief after Amr bil Ma'ruf and Nahy Munkar. Why? Because when you talk about Allah, what happens to your iman?
Increases.
It increases. May Allah give us an understanding.
This is something, man. You're taking me, wallah. I don't want to say nothing, man. No. Honestly, I don't want to say nothing. You're just, man, I would love, like right now, I know I'm going to be watching this at home. I'm going to rewatch all these episodes, I'm going to be so happy listening to this again and again and again and again. It's beautiful to remind people, man, that we're not just living here by ourselves, man. Wallahi, Usama, every house right now you walk into, there's a saying that's in the Arab countries right now. It's, man, as long as you are sleeping good at home, you are good. That's not why we're here, man. That's not the job of this.
Yeah, and even those that are doing the job, Diya, they're not doing it right. Ud'u ila sabili rabbika bil hikmah. They don't have wisdom. The usloob, look at this. This is ajib, man. The Quran. قُلْ هَذِهِ سَبِيلِي أَدْعُو إِلَى اللَّهِ. Allah says that this is my way. The Prophet ﷺ is teaching the Sahaba that I call towards Allah. The word هَذِهِ is the feminine version. مؤنث. قُلْ هَذَا سَبِيلِي works. Why did Allah use the feminine version?
Why?
Because the woman is gentle. So it's like Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala saying, in your da'wah, you have to be gentle. The heart of the center of anything is its heart.
Mm-hmm.
If you take the Quran, the entire Quran, do you know the surah that's in the middle of the Quran is Surah Al-Kahf? If you were to count all the words in the Quran and divide them in half, and you want to find the word that it is at the dead center heart of the Quran, do you know what it is? وَلْيَتَلَطَّفْ. Gentleness, lutf. The heart of Quran is that, is gentleness, is lutf. When we call towards people, someone comes, مَا حُكْمُ تَارِكِ الصَّلَاةِ كافر. Okay, maybe there's a hadith for that. But it's not hikmah to say this to the person because it's not going to change. مَنْ رَأَى مِنْكُمْ مُنْكَرًا فَلْيُغَيِّرْهُ
أول إشي إيش حكى؟
بيده فإن لم يستطع فبلسانه فإن لم يستطع فبقلبه وذلك أضعف الإيمان. Now listen, he's saying whoever sees something wrong, let him change it. Did he say stop it?
No.
Did he say prevent it? If you ask me a question of deen, I don't pray, I killed 99 people, do I have a tawbah? No. It's actually, it comes in narration. A person actually killed 99 people and he went to someone. He said, do I have tawbah? He said, no, he killed him. And he made it 100. And then he went to another guy to ask him. He said, do I have a tawbah? And he told him to go to a certain area. It's a long story. So this guy, you don't tell him that. You don't tell him, no, you don't have a tawbah. If someone comes and say, ما حكم تارك الصلاة? One person with no wisdom would say he's a kafir. Even if it could be true.
That's on Instagram, man. When somebody's doing something wrong, all the comments are putting Jannah nar, Jannah nar, Jannah nar.
MashaAllah, they're like playing God. You know, they're distributing cards to red card, Jahannam card. You go to Jannah. Who are you? Yeah. It's Allah that decides. Wallahi, you look down upon someone, never look down on anyone, man, even if they're far from Allah. You know why? My sheikh told me the world is like a wheel that's turning. Today you're on top. And you're looking down on someone because he's on the bottom. He's far from Allah and you're close to Allah. But as long as you're living, the wheel is still turning. You don't know when the angel of death comes. Maybe you're on the bottom and the other guy is on the top.
True.
So always have a good opinion, husn al-dhan of the other people. So when someone comes to you, the other person had hikmah. ما حكم تارك الصلاة? He said, أن تأخذه إلى المسجد. Look at the difference. He didn't give the fiqhi response. He gave the response with hikmah. He left salah, I'll take him with me to the masjid.
You miss salah, this is something good we touch base on. If you miss salah, once somebody will tell you, man, Rabbna will not accept it from you. But what if you say, man, just go pray what you have missed?
Yeah, make sure
Allah, God will.
Inshallah, bi'idhnillah, you don't know. Allah is ready to forgive. Look, He created 100 mercies. He sent down one. How many? One.
And we're leaving all this rahmah with just one.
Just one. And He left how many for the day of judgment?
99.
99. And on His arsh, He has written, on His arsh, on His throne, Rahmati ghalabat ghadabi. So always His mercy will overcome His anger. This is Allah. His mercy overcomes His wrath. Now here's what's so interesting. They say that so much mercy on the day of judgment that even shaitan will think, maybe Allah will forgive me.
You're not, bro.
You're not.
You're not, bro.
You're out of luck, man. I'm sorry. It's already been decided.
You're done.
He only gave you some time, and he's our biggest enemy. And shaitan doesn't like da'wah. You know why he doesn't like da'wah?
It's against his job, man.
Because you're working against him. He's calling people towards Jahannam. You're calling people towards Jannah. So the da'i, he is fully focused on bringing him. He takes him out of the nur. One of his tricks. If he can't stop you or get you to sin, oh, he's doing da'wah, he'll convince you that dhikr is more rewarding or better than da'wah. He'll come to you, maybe you're showing off in your da'wah, you don't have knowledge, this, that, because he wants you to take you from a greater amal to a lesser amal. Da'wah, the reward of da'wah is unparalleled. But this point I want to go back to, that man ra'a minkum munkaran falyughayyirhu. Whoever sees something bad, let him change it. If what you're gonna say is not gonna cause the person to change, you haven't fulfilled the hadith. Most people think this hadith, when I say something wrong, see you doing something wrong, I have to tell you on the spot. Man, people have egos. If you see someone doing something wrong and you immediately correct him, he's gonna say, get out of here, man.
Even nowadays, people say amr bil ma'ruf wa nahy an al munkar. Literally, that's what they think they're doing.
Yeah, enjoying
something's wrong, inhi an al munkar.
Yes, immediately. And if you're nahi anil munkar, forbidding evil, telling someone that is wrong, you have to now add to it the usloob, the method. The method has the lutf, the hikmah. Otherwise, you're only going to be pushing people away from the deen.
And they think they did their job. This is what Allah told us to do. Umar bil ma'ruf wa nahy anil munkar.
You know, when we used to go give da'wah, we would go and we would see someone and he would be smoking weed. He would have a joint rolled up. And he would feel shy because he would see some shuyukh coming to give him da'wah. So he would hide. You know, a person with me had so much hikmah.
He's like, just give me one, man, sit down.
let me have a hit and join you. Of course, not to that point.
Yeah,
we have our limits. But he basically told him, no, kama ant. He said, no, keep doing what you're doing. MashaAllah, you're such a beautiful man, so healthy. He looked very strong and buff. And he just started praising him. And the guy was like, you know, his head became this big. He said, you're such a handsome man. Isn't it just a shame that you... But he didn't. If he starts talking about, dude, weed is haram, and you're going to go to Jahannam, what is he going to do? He can't wait till the sheikh leaves. And
so he could get two more.
Smoking. He might roll another...
and leave this world, man.
A couple of joints.
Sign out.
Log out. Yes. We don't want him. We want him to log in, but he has to have the right password to decode this life. This is the main point. Most people don't have the right password. The password to decode life is La ilaha illallah, Muhammadun Rasulullah. And fulfilling the right of Muhammad Rasulullah is to fulfill the right of the message of Rasulullah. قُلْ هَذِهِ سَبِيلِي. The other one, وَمَنْ أَحْسَنُ قَوْلًا. Now watch. He didn't say, مِمَّنْ دَعَا إِلَى الْإِسْلَامِ. Because sometimes in North America, if somebody has he watches a lot of media, and he has a bad impression of Islam. The minute you start to talk about Islam, he has a barrier. Look at the hikmah. وَمَنْ أَحْسَنُ قَوْلًا مِمَّنْ دَعَا إِلَى اللَّهِ. Who is better in speech than him who speaks about Allah? Talk about Allah. Talk about the greatness of Allah. وَمَنْ أَحْسَنُ قَوْلًا مِمَّنْ دَعَا إِلَى اللَّهِ. What's the next step? وَعَمِلَ صَالِحًا. Treat him kindly. Then he's going to ask you, bro,
where are you from?
Where are you? وَقَالَ إِنَّنِي مِنَ الْمُسْلِمِينَ. That's the tartib of the ayah.
Last one.
Now,
you tell him where you are from. The last one. After he sees you're good,
absolutely,
you're acting well, you're behaving well.
Then do it. But look at the humility. He didn't say, وَقَالَ أَنَا Muslim. He says, وَقَالَ إِنَّنِي مِنَ الْمُسْلِمِينَ. I'm just one amongst these Muslims.
And this makes him want to know more about Muslimin.
Curious.
Every word, man, it's right. It's in its place for a reason.
The Quran, Kalamullah, bro, is just fire. There's nothing like Kalam Allah, bro. We have the words of Allah and we're hanging it on our walls. What are we doing? Open it up and read it. Everybody has their thing in their car, hanging down. They have it framed up all over their house.
Know what it means and do with it.
Do it. Read it. Open it. Allah is talking to you. These are God's words.
How many people have dust on this book, man? How many? If anybody's watching, ask himself, when was the last time you opened the Quran? The dust on the Quran is the dust in your heart.
Yes, but he's memorized all the rap songs of, I don't know, Eminem, this, that. But tell him, any surah in the Quran, he says, inshallah, make dua. So we have to
make dua. You make it. He's not doing it.
Yeah.
He's giving you the job to make dua for him.
But the problem is, man, when we're reading the Quran, if you don't do da'wah, you don't understand the Quran. Did you know this?
No, I just did.
Why? لو تركت أمتي الأمر بالمعروف والنهي عن المنكر حرمت بركة الوحي قالوا بركة الوحي فهم القرآن. He says, if my ummah leaves amr bil ma'roof and nahi anil munkar, it will be withheld from them. What will be withheld? The barakah, the blessing of the wahi, the understanding of the Quran. People are reading it now, but they're not getting
Understanding nothing of it, man. It's just words, just
Yes.
words.
But if you fulfill your purpose and you understand that I've been created to worship Allah and I'm the messenger of Allah, and you've decoded that aspect of your purpose, now you open the Quran and it reads differently.